Hello and welcome to the season finale of Inside Owl Athletics. I'm Justin Mahan. The men's basketball team continues its winning streak after a victory over Albertus Magnus Tuesday night. After the missed shot attempt from the Falcons, Miguel Prieto takes the rebound and sends it to Ty Nichols to drill the three-point basket. Continuing with the offensive pressure, Dizelle Wright takes the rebound, eventually getting it to James Nosey, who trucks through the Falcon defense to the basket for two. The Owls were not only strong on offense, Nichols able to stop the Falcons' front man Jaquan Walters and go coast to coast for the hoop. Keene State up 54-40, and Dunkley rebounds his own missed shot to make the basket and increase their lead to 16. Keene State went on to beat Albertus Magnus 78-67 and will return to Spalding Gym for an LEC matchup on Saturday. They'll take on the University of Southern Maine, tipping off at 3. The men's basketball team wasn't the only team to pick up a win on Tuesday night. The women's basketball team took home the victory over MCLA. Early in the first quarter, Lily Schleiman finds Jordan Burke at the post to knock down a short jumper to increase their lead 7-2. Leading by 3 in the second quarter, Heen Thack sends it to Emily McPadden, who drains the 3 to bring the game to 15-9. MCLA able to bring the game back to within 4, but Kenzie Bennett sends the ball cross court to Sandy Purcell, who drills the 3 to bring the game to within 7. 1 minute left in the game, and Jasmine Mitchell finds Bennett for the huge three-pointer to bring them to victory. Keene State took the match 59-52 and will return to their home court on Saturday for LEC play against the University of Southern Maine at 1. Winter sports are well represented in LEC Awards this week. The men's track and field 4x400 meter relay team has been named the LEC Relay Team of the Week. They picked up the honor after finishing the 4x400 meter relay with a time of 3 minutes and 37 seconds in their season opener. And senior Hope Walsh was named Swimmer of the Week after taking 3rd place in the mile at the MIT Invitational. Her time is currently the 20th fastest time in Division III. And Ty Nichols picked up Offensive Player of the Week after averaging about 22 points per game and shooting 65% from the field in the Owls' perfect week. And your Owl Athletes of the Week represent track and field and women's swim and dive. Junior Jared Hannon picked up the title after his outstanding performances in the Smith Invitational. And senior Hope Walsh was given the honor after registering an NCAA B cut at the MIT Invitational. Congratulations to our award winners and our Athletes of the Week. It's been a year and a half since Dr. Christine Kelly became Keene State's athletic director, and in that time she has worked hard to improve the college's sports programs. Here to talk with us about her efforts is Christine Kelly. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Justin.
So you've been here about 18 months.
Yeah.
Where do you see the athletic program as of right now?
We're in a good place, quite honestly, right now. I've been fortunate to be hired into a program that's extraordinarily successful, having won 16 consecutive LEC Commissioners' Cups, many championships, many All-Americans, and a fantastic coaching staff. So I think right now we're in a good place, but there's always room to get better. Until you win a national championship, and even then, there's always room to grow. So I think overall we're in a good place.
So almost 2 years here, a lot of memories in that time.
Yeah. What
have been some of your favorite moments through athletics?
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I don't want to limit anyone or leave anyone out, but I will say favorite moments. So me jumping in the pool, I think was back in February when we did our calendar, excuse me, not our calendar sales, but we did our fundraising drive that month. And if we achieved our goal, then I promised I would jump in the pool off of our 9-foot board. And that's what I did. We also did the Athletes versus Greeks Olympics. So one thing that's big to me is making sure we incorporate our athletics program within the greater institution. So having that type of atmosphere was really good. And if I were to pick one particular sport, I would say women's basketball, because for Keith Boucher, who's been here for 29 years. He won his first championship in the LEC that year. So that was magical to be able to watch that happen.
Now, let's switch over to your family a little bit. You've talked with a lot of our media outlets here on campus about your family and the hurricane. How are they doing right now?
So they're okay. And I think earlier on I mentioned that my mom was ill and she had to go to Orlando. So she received a clean bill of health and she literally went home the next day. It's been 79 days and they still don't have any electricity right now, but I'm hopeful within another few days they will. But as far as their health and their mental well-being, they're definitely okay. So I'm grateful for that. And thank you for asking.
Now, the future of the athletics program, what do you see yourself bringing to the program?
Well, one, if I could bring anything back, it would be for us to win the Commissioner's Cups because, most coaches, they're judged on their wins and losses and championships. For me, I believe I'm judged on our overall program and us winning the Commissioner's Cup and the President's Cup. So hopefully we'll be able to regain or reclaim that this year from EastCon. So they're kind of like my nemesis right now in ensuring that we're able to reclaim those 2 Commissioner's Cups and the President's Cup. But overall, if I could be successful in my time here, would be that we've provided a world-class experience for all of our student athletes, that they all graduate and they all have a plan for life after Keene State.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Justin.
As the semester winds down, so do athletics. That means that athletes will head home for break with the expectations of staying game ready for when they return. I headed to Spalding Gym this week to ask the coaches what their expectations are while their athletes are at home. Pretty soon, Spalding Gym will be empty as students, faculty, and staff head home for the winter holidays. But for student athletes, winter break doesn't provide much rest. They need to stay game ready for when they return for competition. And Coach Ryan Kane says that for his team, it's all about staying in shape.
It takes a long time to get in shape, and it takes a little bit of time to get out of shape. So obviously it's going to be important for guys, I think, to do whatever they can, cardio-wise, conditioning-wise, to stay in as good a basketball shape as you possibly can stay in without practicing and playing in actual games.
The men's basketball team heads to Nashville, Tennessee after the Christmas holiday, which means little time to train after heading home. That's why Coach Kane expects his players to head into the tournament game ready and be prepared to keep up with the intensity.
Continuing to compete at a very, very high level, compete at as high a level as possible.
While winter sports are well into their season, spring sports will start practicing in January, and making sure that they're ready for practice is something that baseball head coach Ken Howe is stressing to his players. Coach Howe has his team on different warm-up programs throughout the break to make sure that they're ready for practice when they return.
Pitchers are going to be doing a throwing program, so when we start practice, their arms are ready to go. Our first practice right now is scheduled for January 29th, so we're going to be getting right after it right away.
Both coaches say they hope that the athletes keep up with their workouts, but nothing is guaranteed.
In our dream world, it's guys are lifting and playing and running and stuff every single day, but that's not always the reality of it, right?
Just to maintain that strength, so we're hoping they're going to be lifting and hitting and throwing and be ready to go for first practice.
There is still some action left before the teams head home for the break. The men's and women's basketball teams will compete in LEC play on Saturday against the University of Southern Maine. Them will tip off at 1 and the men at 3. And both teams will be headed to Nashville, Tennessee after the Christmas holiday for the tournament. Don't forget, you can catch all Keene State action through the Owl Athletics website. Go to KeenOwls.com, click on the Game Day tab, then select Live Broadcast. Again, that's KeenOwls.com, Game Day, then Live Broadcast. That'll do it for us on this season of Inside Owl Athletics. We thank you for joining us and hope to see you when we return in January 2018. For Inside Owl Athletics, I'm Justin Mahan.